Stairs and get him to chase.
Right back off the
take your time.
Of Vasquez. He'll fire and he's got it.
Oh boy.
And Wells is set.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And here comes Lou Piniella. Wow. And Lou is hot. And he is gone. Lou Piniella has just been run from the ball game as Mount Lou has erupted. And Lou Piniella will have to take the slow walk out. He's done 3-1 after 5.5.
Some pitchers and players embrace it. Others get unnerved by it. Jeter goes. Pitches high. Throw to third. He's out. That's a bad play by Jeter because there's no way that you get thrown out at third base to make the first out. Jeter is saying that he was safe and he's arguing with Marty Foster. You never see Jeter argue like that. And he knows that when you commit a mistake like that, getting thrown out at third base with the first out is just a cardinal sin. And so Joe Girardi's getting the lay of the land from Jeter and seeing what he's complaining about. And we'll go out and talk with Foster right now.
I see Jeter mouthing the words, "He didn't tag me," because the throw, as you see here, beats Jeter to the bag.
He's right.
And a little okey doke slide from Jeter. Here comes my hand, take it away. Go in with the other one. And this is Jeter's complaint. Little trick slide. Pull it back. Get it back in.
And now Girardi just got tossed. And Jeter was right. He was safe. Now, sometimes umpires just give you the out call if the throw beats you by a lot. And it certainly did.
See Jeter, no tag. Joe Girardi really protecting the captain of the Yankees right here. Girardi got out there in a hurry.
You can see Marty Foster did not like the finger in his face. Now there's a magic word that you can say to get thrown out. Joe Girardi doesn't say that word. He's just not that type. He doesn't have a foul mouth. I don't think the umpire liked the finger in the face.
Same pitcher was called out in the first inning. This time less of an argument. Only equipment flipped by Manny. And John Hirschbeck just looked at the equipment. He flipped it and threw him out of the game. Manny gets ejected after taking his elbow guard and flipping it up in the air in the general direction of the home plate umpire. Hirschbeck was not sure at first that it actually had happened, then looked behind him, saw the equipment on the ground, turned, and threw Manny Ramirez out of the game. The inning comes to an end, as has Manny Ramirez's night. Well, he hasn't been playing third game since he came back anyway. Takes an early exit with the Dodgers leading 5-0.
Manny Ramirez all night long and just has opened up that plate. And once this arm guard was flipped in the direction of Hirschbeck, I'll see you later.
And Gallardo goes and the side retired. Boy, frustration quickly tonight. Brewer Strand, the base is loaded.
Vladdy Gallardo getting called out by home plate umpire Bill Hahn on a check swing. Dale Swaim, Brewers hitting coach, ejected. Now giving Bill Hahn a piece of his mind, not necessarily because he thought Gallardo didn't go, but maybe thinking that Bill Hahn, the home plate umpire, should ask for help down at first base.
So Maka is down a hitting coach. Swaim sent to the clubhouse.
Most of the time when a check swing is close, umpire will ask for help.
And now Bill Hahn's getting it from the Brewers dugout.
Wondering why Albert Pujols isn't called out.
I don't know who he just ran. I assume it's Maka.
And he's just going to clear out the bench, apparently. Can't blame the Brewers for their frustration. I mean, if you don't ask for help and you ring Gallardo up, what's the difference? Albert Pujols does the same thing.
Well, maybe he threw out Willie Randolph because Randolph wants to talk about it with Hahn. So maybe it's not Maka who's ejected.
Well, there's some umpires where you just can't even say anything. You can't say their name. You can't even address them, and they'll throw you out, apparently. Well, he didn't go. I mean, no reason to think that he went on that. Now, here's the other one. He didn't go either.
And that's what got Dale Swaim thrown out.
Yeah, just ask for help. And if you ask for help, the first base umpire with a better look at it, Bruce Dreckman, probably would have given Gallardo an opportunity to swing the bat again. Didn't ask for help for Giovanni's swing. Did ask for help down at first for Pujols. That's what the Brewers are upset about. Not necessarily just the call.
So it is Willie Randolph who has been ejected.
And a breaking ball lined into center field for a base hit. So that's going to pick up one. The second is going to score. The throw wild goes back into the stands, and it's 2-0 Baltimore. Got that out over the plate, and Luke Scott ran it into center field.
Well, we were thinking along with him. I just think that he tried to throw that last pitch away off the plate. Rob looked like he was set up off the plate away and ended up leaving it in the middle of the plate. Take a look at it. Scott done a nice job against left-handed pitching this year, hitting .328 against lefties. Take a look at where this pitch was. Rob set up away.
Dave Tremblay arguing that Reimold should be able to score two on that throwing error. It's going to be an error charge to Franklin Gutierrez on the throw, and he's going to lose that argument. But Melvin Mora will step up to the plate.
See this throw. It's going to hit the mound and then kick wide of home plate. Yeah, you still couldn't see the runner in the screen. I think they have it right.
Tremblay is still arguing.
In the meantime, Eric right now at 24 pitches is a third of the way through the pitch count that he has. 75 is the pitches that he has.
And now they're going to have a conference and see what the other umpires thought. Looked to me like Reimold had basically stopped at second base and was going to stay out there. And they want to get a consensus of opinion and get this call right. Had he been rounding second and heading for third, I think they might have given him home plate. A lot of time taken out there, and the decision will stand.
Yep, looks like it's going to stay.
Look at our Coors Light freeze can as the ball hits the mound, and see where the runner is. Commercials, you see Dave Tremblay. He's on his way back to the clubhouse because he has just been ejected by the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion. And he comes out, and I think he probably saw the replay, saw that the ball left the field of play, and thought that the umpire thought that maybe it hit something and didn't leave the field of play.
I don't know what the explanation was he gave him, but he obviously wasn't happy with it. because he came back out and was determined to get thrown out of the game.
Well, it didn't take long. He didn't take that much guff from him, and he's gone.
I know that if you're a big league team, you'd want a big league starter.
And Sheffield down looking at the curveball in disbelief. Second strikeout for McDonald out of the bullpen. And the Mets are done in the bottom of the 7th. Tim Redding next man in for the Mets as we head for the 8th at Citi Field. Well, Gary Sheffield was ejected from the game by home plate umpire Marty Foster for arguing that call third strike.
This is a nasty curveball by McDonald. Sheffield thinks that ball is low. I think he caught enough of the plate. Yeah, over the overhead, you see that. Foster saying it's a good pitch. And you can't argue balls and strikes. If you argue balls and strikes, you say the magic word. There it goes.
Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. It's been a tough week for Marty Foster, I got to tell you.
In the dirt, taken off for second is Kotze. They do throw down. He's in the rundown now. Keep an eye on Ellsbury. He's coming playward. There's the throw, and he is out at the plate. Ellsbury fires his helmet. He'll be ejected. Throwing the equipment as he is ruled out at the plate by the crew chief, Darrell Cousins.
I thought Cousins had it right by the look of the eye. I thought this was bang, bang. It's a nice play by Olivo. I thought when they were in the rundown for all that time that Butler had no chance to throw out Ellsbury at the plate. Francona protecting his player. You see this play. Kotze takes off. He pulls up. He knows he can't get there. Butler gets it. I'm thinking it's going to be a close play. He might have been in. He was in.
That foot may have got in before the tag high.
That foot is in because he's already on the plate when he tags him. So Ellsbury was right. I thought he was out when I first looked at it, but he was safe. He did have something to complain about. You never see him do something like that. Ellsbury getting kicked out of the game. It's got to be his first time.
And throwing the helmet gets him out of this game.
1-2 the count. And the pitch curve in the dirt squirts behind Hernandez, but not far enough. 2-2 now.
And somebody's arguing, and Jeff Nelson is I think they call the balk.
They're sending Halladay down to third base.
Calling a balk on somebody. Bob Guerin's coming out, wants to know what the call is. I don't know if did they call something on Longoria for maybe doing something out in the field. Joe Maddon's hot. You're inventing something like that in a 7-2 game.
Joe's before now. Wilson, you brought it up. You brought it up. He said you brought it up. Well, Joe went out and said no, he didn't. And hopefully umpire Jeff Nelson gave him a real solid look.
Conchita, the crew chief, and I've hardly ever seen Joe this hot with an umpire. He's been hot on occasion where an umpire is totally wrong on some, or he thinks his umpire is wrong, and this is one where, again, in a 7-2 game, you're kind of inventing stuff here.
Bob Guerin is also out talking with one of the umpires. I mean, we got two managers talking to two different umpires here. And what they said was, I'm sure, is that he reached up with the face mask to pick up the baseball, which you're not allowed to do. It's also one of the older arguments for Joe.
He did. He stopped the ball with his face mask as that ball was squirting away. And I mean, that, you know.
It's Joe's second ejection. I don't remember the first one.
We'll have We'll look that up. That was a long time ago. He went to go scoop it up with his mask, and that's what home plate umpire Jeff Nelson saw and called the catcher's balk on that play.
Varitek chops it to first. Butler is coming home for an out there. Throw back to first, gets away. One run is in, and the Red Sox take a 10-7 lead. A double pump from Olivo. You could tell he really didn't want to throw it, then he did, and it gets down the line. Hillman's going to say that he was running inside the base path to first.
He could have very well been, but they're not going to call it. Bad play by Olivo. They don't call this play, but I think he was in the baseline. Let's play ground ball to Butler. He throws it home. He's got time to go back to first, but he double pumps. Look at Varitek on the inside part of the bag. I mean, you can't be on the. You have to be on that box. And you can't see it there, but they could have called that. You see him on the grass a little bit. See.
Yeah, they hit him with it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Hillman's argument continues here as he wraps it up. It is a 10-7 Red Sox lead now. They're coming down the line to argue is Billy Butler. He's very close to getting run.
He saw it. He saw it better than anybody.
Trey Hillman was out in between innings, and this conversation has continued now as it started quite quietly with Todd Tichenor, the home plate umpire, still arguing over Varitek running down the first base line. And watching Tichenor explain to him that Varitek was running inside the base paths, but has to be hit with the ball at that point, and that's what Hillman is upset about. He feels like it's changed the complexion of this game.
So he's way in the baseline, but you got to drill him, I guess, right. Huh? The ball never touched him.
Scored on that play. Now he's into it with Darrell Cousins, the crew chief, on his way off.
You're gnarled.
I would think so. In there for a call, strike three. Second time Pelfrey's gotten Votto looking, and Votto really going after Bill Welke, and he gives as well as he gets.
Well, Welke's showing a lot of restraint here because if you argue balls and strikes at some point, there you go. You got to get in the dugout or you're going to be thrown out. And Votto has an early afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dusty was really slow coming out. I thought that Dusty should have been out there a lot sooner to protect his player and keep him from getting thrown out. Because Votto immediately went after Bill Welke and sustained the argument way too long.
Well, they need another coach now to come in there also. Dusty can handle himself, but you don't want Votto to get a 3, 4, 5 game suspension.
Well, he was called on a similar pitch in the first inning.
You know, I'm on the umpires, behind the umpire in this instant. I don't know if it was a ball or strike. Votto and the umpire know. But he told him many times to get in the dugout, he's going to throw him out. See the pitch here, comes back. Yeah, it looks like a strike to me, too. Let's see.
It's close enough.
It's close enough, and you can see why Votto did not think it was a strike. But Tim Welke showed great restraint, Bill Welke, and gave him many opportunities to get in the dugout, and then after the 4th or 5th time, that's when he rang him up.
So it's an early all-star break for Joey Votto.
Elliman's got service. Nubbed up the line. Joe Nathan will chase it down, and whoa, did he get him? No, he didn't. No, he turns and safe.
That is some evasive base running right there. That's why I've said since the first time I saw Nelly, if he grew up in the States, he would have been a great running back. He's got speed, agility, and power. And he showed his speed and agility right there by avoiding that tag by Joe Nathan. Ron Gardenhire might be trying to argue that he was out of the baseline.
He faked the free safety right out of his supporter there.
I don't think he was out of the baseline. when he avoided the tag.
What about the tag, though? Let's see.
I don't think he definitely never touched him. Now, is he out at first base? I can't tell. It's a close play.
There are a lot of points here where he was almost out.
Nathan doesn't touch him. He doesn't even come close to touching him.
Well, he kind of gave up on it there, and then it's a matter of, is he safe at first? All right, so is he out of the baseline? Is he out at first, and is he tagged? I mean, 3 points where he possibly could have been out.
He's not tagged. It's a very close play at first, and I guess it's the umpire's call. You could see Nathan pointing to where Cruz ran. Was he out of the baseline?
And Ron Gardenhire's out of the game. Gary Cederstrom stood his ground for a while, but then right at the end of that argument, the crew chief said, "That's it for you."
Two to Keppinger. And a ground ball, backhanded kick, picked up, thrown, and in time to get him anyway. And the Astro bench is furious. And Cecil Cooper will come out and argue with first base umpire Casey Moser. And Cooper's gone. Casey Moser, the first base umpire, didn't take much from Coop before he kicks him out. The Astros settle for 2, and you can understand their frustration as we take another look. Watch the foot, watch the ball. There's the foot, and the ball is not in the glove. So for Casey Moser, tough call and the wrong one. 5-2 Dodgers.
Bacco. Oh, did he hold on? He did. Paul Bacco saying that ball hit the dirt. Coy Hill is saying that he grabbed it before it hit the dirt. Bacco's asking for help. Sam Holbrook is saying that he's out. Charlie Manuel's now going to come out. I wonder if Bacco was getting on Iasonia a little bit on a couple of those pitches from Jamie Moyer. Because he took his mask right off on that one.
They're asking him to get some help, usually. Bacco saying it hit the dirt. I understand, too, when a guy would strike out wide, you would get some help. Well, there's your help right there.
He just said he called it a strike also. And Iasonia just chucked Charlie out of this ball game. He's doing that a lot with Larry Bowa.
Yeah, that's a little quick, though, to throw out your manager on that. We'll have to ask Richard Garcia. He's here looking at the game here today. And to get thrown out and questioning a ball on whether or not it hit the dirt or not, I don't really understand that. Shows you how much Charlie's into the game. He has a lot of intensity and has become a fan favorite here in Philadelphia.
Well, Charlie has been ejected from this ball game. Matt Stairs is going to pitch in. Let's take a look at it.
The ball hit the ground. You know, it's amazing that you have umpires, and I mean, looking right at the plate and can't make the call.
Wow, that wasn't even close.
I mean, Holbrook there at third base, you got to be able to see the ball. I mean, it clearly hits the dirt. He called foul ball, but he said he caught it and then doesn't want to get any help.
Yeah,
it's awful.
That's stunning how the third base umpire didn't see it either.
Nowhere near 2-1. Belly Art chopper. David Wright, foul ground. Look at that, but safe. Evidently, it was a bobble on the part of Castillo. David Wright chose second base instead of first, and Jerry Manuel wants to come out and find what the deal is with Hunter Wendelstedt's call. Either a bobble or the second baseman not on the bag. Now, usually, Rob, they give the two-hand sweeping sign when a guy is off the bag, and I think Jerry Manuel's been tossed. He was bobbling the ball.
Yeah, the ball was not even in his glove. As you'll see on the replay, he's bobbling it. You have to have control. Willingham's good hustle gets him there. And Jerry Manuel said, I'm not really happy with that call, young man. And he got tossed.
They're going to call that E4. It's a fielder's choice. Castillo will get his 7th error of the year. The ball was touching his glove, but did he have control? This was a quick toss.
Oh, I think he threw Castillo
It's
out.
Castillo that's been tossed out.
Castillo
of the game,
got
evidently.
tossed out. That's a nice, hey, how do you do?
And that's, the Mets are already shorthanded enough.
League and runs scored. Payoff pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is a little high. No, beg your pardon. Called strike 3, and it's strike him out, throw him out. And Diaz is pulling Escobar away from Jeff Kellogg.
Bobby Cox is not long for this game by holding his hand up on such a high, on what he thought was such a high.
Back here, top 7, tied at 1. Jeff Kellogg and Bobby Cox with a discussion that led to the departure of the Braves manager.
I just thought it was a weird reaction by Kellogg. He didn't do his big ring up for called third strike because it was such a horrible pitch. I mean, Molina's standing up to catch the ball. See, he just stuck his hand out. And Escobar was taking his shin guard off and heading to first base. It was just a real weird, slow action all around. And you can kind of read lips there from Jeff Kellogg.
Jack Hanahan leads it off here in the bottom of the 9th against Winston Abreu, and Abreu nails him in the back. And that's a warning. He's thrown out of the ball game. Not only a warning, he's been given the heave-ho by Dale Scott. First pitch to Hanahan, and obviously an answer to the earlier incident in the ball game. An early incident in the ball game when Mr. Jakubowskis, there he goes. I think that was rather evident. You don't do that in an inning with the first pitch of the ball game in a 10-0 ball game.
No, and home plate umpire Dale Scott knew it as well. He didn't hesitate. He threw Abreu out of the game instantly. Manager Eric Wedge out to the mound to get an explanation from Scott, and Dale said, hey, listen, you know he did it. I know he did it, blah, blah, blah. He's gone, and I think Eric Wedge has been thrown out. He's got to go too with the pitcher. He's got to go too. So they need a new manager. He'll take the line of card and give it to his bench coach, and they need a new pitcher.
After the home run by Cabrera in the 5th inning, the first pitch to Ben Francisco nailed him, and for a moment thought we were going to have a melee. As Francisco started out to the mound, Rob Johnson stepped between them. The home plate umpire Dale Scott, both of them escorted him up to first baseline. A lot of rhetoric between the mound and Francisco. Both bullpens emptied, but as they got to the skin portion of the infield, the umpires said, get back out there where you belong, and everybody retreated. I was looking for the Mariners to bring their battle helmets in with them.
Would have slowed them down. No way.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, though.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I believe it's Jose Veras coming in out of the bullpen.
For a guy that doesn't play a lot. Vizquel loves the bare hand play. Got it. Here comes Trey Hillman again. Both teams have been at odds with Jerry Crawford. Foot on bag, ball not quite in glove. Royals get a run in the 4th. Vizquel making a good play with the bare hand. But Betancourt appeared to be safe, and Trey out there arguing for a long time with the crew chief Jerry Crawford. And part of the frustration, the call, I'm sure, well, there he goes. The call by Jerry Crawford.
And he's nailed. Now let's see. They're going to throw out Badenhop. And we've got a mess going on. So Hanley Ramirez was nailed by a pitch. Each team was warned. Now Badenhop hits Hudson. And Badenhop is going to be kicked out of the game automatically. So we told you about the feeling where Hanley Ramirez felt that he's just not being protected. And finally, if you want to call it protection, Badenhop hammers Orlando Hudson. So we told you the middle of June, the rhubarb after Ramirez was hit by Toronto. So Badenhop is going to get 5s. He'll probably get an extra 5 from Hanley Ramirez, but he pays the price as they kick him out of the game. Now let's see about who's going to come in with Hudson hit by the pitch. For Hudson, it's the 3rd time this year it's been hit by a pitch. You would think, and I know why they've done it, they have Pinto and Ayala down in the pen. You would think if a pitcher from Team A hits a hitter from Team B, that Team B would allow 1 shot, but they're afraid. But sooner or later, you know, with the highly competitive spirit that got these guys to the big leagues in the first place, they're going to make a point. Ramirez outspoken as to how he felt. So Freddie Gonzalez is gone. Carlos Tosca is now the skipper, and we'll be back.
He started. It didn't look like he went. Wow. Jerry Crawford going to ring him up, and Joey might get thrown out of the game.
He just did.
He's gone. Thrown out of the game. I mean, rarely do you see any sort of outburst from Joey Votto. But boy, he is hot.
Well, this is showing you exactly what is going on in that Reds clubhouse, in their locker room. The leader of this ball club is taking it upon himself in Joey Votto to try to get it all back at one time, and it just can't happen. And this is a lot of frustration for the Reds, all coming out right here and right now. Votto battling and battling and battling. He does not think that he went. And Jerry Crawford, who is the crew chief in this crew, and he has known Dusty Baker a long time, and he did not throw him out until he gave Joey plenty of time.
He did.
And he did not throw him out right off the bat, as I thought originally. He gave him a lot of time before he threw him out of the ballgame.
Jerry Crawford is the crew chief of this umpiring group. So here we are in the first inning, and the Reds' best player is out of the game.
A short lead by Derek. And the 0-1. A little low. A couple of breaking balls to start the sequence. What's going on here? LaTroy get tossed out.
He must have been jawing from the mound. Mike Everett immediately came out from behind Pudge Rodriguez and said something toward the mound, and we certainly obviously can't hear it from up here, but Hawkins must have said something else about that last pitch, and ooh, Mike Everett with the quick trigger.
Well, you cannot argue balls and strikes, and that's it for Hawkins. So they have to bring in another reliever to try to finish this 8th inning.
Well, that happened fast.
So after Cecil Cooper and Mike Everett discuss it. Cecil's going to have to figure out who he wants next.
It'd be nice to go ahead and do that now while this argument is going on so the relief pitcher could have a chance to get started. All right, looked like Mike Everett stepped out there, held up a hand, said, "I've heard enough, that's it."
One and one to Murphy. And he drills one into center field for a base hit. Around third comes Castillo. Here comes Fowler's throw to the plate. Castillo sliding head first, and he's safe. Jim Tracy out to argue. The ball beat him there. Castillo comes in head first and somehow is called safe. And the Mets lead 4-0.
What a throw by the youngster.
Oh boy, he blew that call. He's certainly out. Tagged him right on that forearm. Not even close.
Nice throw by Fowler. And he hit the cutoff man.
And Jim Tracy and Larry Vanover really going at it now. I mean, that's not even close. He's out from me to you.
And the umpire's right there.
Check it again. But I think Larry Vanover was in perfect position to see that.
He was in perfect position. Saw it. I don't think he got blocked up by INL. There we go.
Jim Tracy.
I don't blame him.
He's got to get ejected there.
That's a big run.
I mean, Fowler made a terrific play. Castillo, I don't know why he decided to go in head first. You can really get hurt that way. And he was out.
And that's where the managers are saying, you know what? You're throwing me out, and you blew the call.
No. Coors Light freeze cam confirms the tag on the forearm before Castillo got to the plate.
Yep, he is out, clearly. He's not even touched the plate then at that point, that last frame we had there on that Coors Light freeze frame.
Red Sox in the lead now here tonight, while the Yankees are trailing the Tampa Bay Rays. They're in the fourth. With Tampa Bay on top 3-1. Red Sox starting the night 2.5 games back of the Yankees. And of course the Red Sox will match up against the Yankees on the next road trip, as well as the Tampa Bay Rays after a stop in Baltimore.
I'm watching Mazzaro. He wants the umpire to probably come out there. I mean, if I was there, I would be all over this umpire.
There's Bob Guerin.
You know, got a rookie on the mound. I remember when I was a rookie, I'd come halfway to home plate thinking they were trying to stick it to me just because I was a rookie. I'd throw right down the middle and they say, ball. I mean, I like this. I like this a lot. I want my manager out there hooting on this dude.
Guerin had been ejected apparently before he got there. We're going to have his opinion heard now.
This pitch may not be a strike, but there were several strikes during this inning. You see that ball, paintball down and in. He didn't even think twice about calling this ball. This guy's got the smallest strike zone going. He's got a lot of nerve kicking anybody out with that strike zone. Tell you what, man, they stick it to you when you're a rookie. I don't know if he knows he's a rookie or not. I think he just stinks.
Did you hear McCann?
I don't think Bill Hahn liked the response from Brian McCann.
Hanley, Cantu. Big double play.
You thought it'd never come? There it is, our checkers double play. 4-6-3 with the shift on and turned beautifully. Dan Uggla, good feed. Hanley dancing out of the way. and 2 quick outs. And the conversation continued, by the way, when McCann went by home plate. He had a few more words for Bill Hahn.
Time called, and here we go.
The conversation continues. And again, we told you this goes back to an incident in Boston when Bill Hahn tossed O'Flaherty, Chipper Jones, and Bobby.
And I don't think Hahn was coming after Bobby. I think he was coming after McCann.
And I think Bobby's trying to protect McCann.
Right.
Yeah. Not to say this conversation won't elevate. Yeah, he's just trying to keep McCann in the game right now. Now he's going to his scorecard. That leads me to believe he may have thrown McCann out.
Either that or he's getting Bobby's email address.
He's going to tweet him. Bobby, what's on your blog?
Bobby, can I put you on my Facebook page?
He's gone too. Hey, you could see that one coming all the way.
I take that as a no.
Well, McCann still got the gear on. He's putting the gear on. Brian McCann didn't finish things off with Bill Hahn when he came out to get ready for the next inning. He continued his conversation, and it didn't take long before he was gone, and we'll join Bobby Cox.
Villanueva in the rotation for that series. Hernandez throws the bat at one, and down he goes on strikes. Second strikeout for Gallardo. Hernandez saying, I got a piece of that ball, and so is Jim Riggleman. That would be quite a feat to throw a bat at a baseball and catch a piece. Oh man, I think he's right.
He is right. He is right. It looked like he fouled it right in front of Jason. That is a foul ball. Pretty close though.
And Riggleman is in the face of Joe West.
This is not a reviewable play.
Jim Riggleman's asking him to ask for help, and Joe West, the crew chief, is not going to do it, and is about to get tossed here.
And Joe's giving him a little bit of a leash here, but I don't know how long it's going to be.
And Riggleman's on his way to the third base umpire now.
And the third base umpire will not do anything unless Joe West asks him to have an opinion on the play. Paul Nauert.
Gone. He's out. Joe West stared him down. And as soon as Riggleman started talking to Nart.
What is Riggleman doing talking to Nart? He didn't make the call. He can't say anything unless Joe West asked him. If he saw anything different. I have no idea what Jim Riggleman is talking about to the third base umpire.
Now, as soon as Riggleman went to third base, you knew it was coming. It was almost like Joe West paused for a dramatic effect. And the second Riggleman turned back to Joe West and made eye contact, he threw him out of here. So
he gave him his say. I mean, he allowed him to say what he wanted to say, and then once he went down to third base umpire, that's it. If you don't believe me, you're going to go to somebody else. You're out of here. You see, Paul Nauert, the third base umpire, is not saying anything to Jim Riggleman unless he's asked by Joe West. That's the way it goes.